I'm Andrew Purdy, a data analyst at the Data City. So if you go on Companies House and you look at a company's financial accounts, it might not always be as it seems. So Companies House are not legally mandated to kind of validate that what a company submits in their accounts is actually the truth. And in most instances, like over 99% of cases, it's fine. But there's just some cases where a small company might make a mistake in filing their accounts, and that can have a knock-on impact in terms of analysis. So some examples, a company could report their overall salary bill as the number of employees. So you see a small company, not many assets, reporting 10,000 employees. This is kind of a known issue, and it's not something that currently falls within Companies House's remit to kind of go through, validate the information that's being submitted, although there is reform coming to Companies House, and that might be something that changes. In the meantime, I've kind of created a way of identifying these outliers. It's similar in a way to how our main product works, in which you go through, you identify positive examples of companies where there are outliers, and then you find examples where a company that has perfectly normal accounts, and then just kind of iterate through until you've got this list of companies. And so what that meant for me was 2 or 3 weeks going through Companies House, reading sometimes very long financial statements, like 300 pages long. So it's been validated as it was going through, and now this has kind of been incorporated into our data pipelines and onto our product too. So you can pick out examples of companies where there are some oddities with their financial accounts. Good question. So we have 5.5 million active companies on our platform, and we have just under 1,000 outliers at the moment. I suspect that I've not captured all of the outliers, but I'm not expecting it to be a magnitude higher than what I've found now, and we'll be kind of incorporating whatever we learn from this into the product as we go forward. If you use our platform and you know that data is not right for a particular company, I want to hear about it. I know that is, again, just purely a reflection of companies submitting accounts to Companies House. Obviously, this is based on a model, so we're not finding a definitive list of outliers. We're finding companies that are predicted to have outliers. So we would recommend kind of going through the list of outliers, and the platform's been set up in a way where you can quickly kind of isolate the outliers in any list, manually review them. In fact, we'll even highlight the years where we think there's some oddity in a financial account. So it's set up in a way where you can review them quite easily. It's not really hidden away. But for the time being, like I say, as it is something that we are developing constantly at the moment, it would be worth kind of doing the usual sense checks that you would do using our platform. So checking, whether the sector is being driven by a couple of large companies is usually a good place to start.